Hi Pokefans, welcome back to another new video on the Teal Mask DLC. This one is part 2. In the last episode, we made our way to Kitakami and got to know that we will be exploring the region as well as get to know on the old folktale that has been passed down in Kitakami. At the end of last episode, we were exploring the initial area where we entered Kitakami. I definitely want to continue that, and I'm also having a goal of catching all the Pokemons that are available in the DLC to kind of complete the Pokédex. So let's see if we can achieve that as well. In this episode, we are also going to try and see the first signboard, which is in Loyalty Plaza. So definitely I do want to make my way there. But of course, first we do have to explore this area right here. I think I have explored one part of this map and this is the other part. Even though this is the beginning of the game, it actually has a lot of items just like how we had in Padia, as well as a lot of TMs, which is pretty surprising. I've also seen a couple of smaller caves, so I would recommend kind of exploring this area before you go on with the storyline. In between, I'll also try to evolve and level up my Pokemons. I did start with a Dynamo at 10 level, which I am still kind of training. I definitely want it to be fully evolved and at level 60 at least by the end of today's episode. I don't really have any specific team member right now because I'm still finding for one. Maybe if I do find a really good Pokemon, I'll go ahead and add them into my team. Until then, I'm just gonna go ahead and catch all the Pokemons that I see, and if I'm able to level them up and evolve them, I'm gonna try that as well. I do see that most of these trainers in the initial area have different Pokemons, especially some of them that will come in the further areas. That is always pretty good to see. Like this one right here who has a Geodude, and I think I'll be able to find it in the cave that you are able to see right there. I think I'll go ahead and explore that cave as soon as we defeat him. There we go. It's also a bit difficult to kind of run around with Koraidon just because of how many Pokemons that are spawning around me. So I'm trying to be very careful and avoid any encounters that are not really necessary. Anyway, there we go. We have got the Geodude. I think that is all the Pokemons that we have in the first area. But I do have a couple of items that I still have to pick up. So I'll quickly go ahead and do that. I also see these terrorite battles here, so I did actually go ahead and defeat one. That was pretty good. I mean, I did get a Graveler without having to evolve my Geodude, so that is always helpful. Now, I did find a second cave which had another new TM, so definitely there are a lot of caves right next to these cliffs. I'm pretty happy that I'm exploring this and making sure that I'm actually catching all the Pokemons in this area before moving on. Either way, we are almost done with this one. I just have to pick up a couple of these items right here. Now there are locations where you might get stuck, like how my Koraidon got stuck back there. If that happens, just try to click on the B button to kind of jump. That usually solves the issue. Otherwise, I think it should reset. Anyway, here we are. This is the Apple Orchard and the path to our first signboard. Now something fun actually happened right here. As you can see, there are two trainers right in front of me. This was a bit of a special encounter which I really didn't know when I was playing this game. There are actually two special characters from Palia and they definitely do look posh, so you would know they're not from here. They seem to be enjoying the nature in Kitakami, but I'm really not sure why they are here in the first place, although they don't really explain themselves too much. Either way, we do get challenged by at least one of them, and let's see how that actually goes. Of course, they do actually go ahead and notice me just standing there and start calling me a commoner. I'm really not sure why they are doing that, but this bit of conversation was definitely pretty funny. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting a special character at the beginning of the DLC like this, but we do have these two. One is called O'Hare, another one is called Billy. O'Hare right here is actually the president of Palian Reality, which is something we have not really heard of before. but seems pretty important. She does actually challenge us, so I do have to defeat her. Anyway, let's see which Pokemon she does use. Alright, she actually sent out her Persian, which has a nickname. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually read the nickname right there. Let's try to defeat it. It is at level 65. There we go. I do not think physical moves will do well, so I'm gonna go ahead and try using Hydro Pump next turn. We did get hit by a pretty bad slash. I'm actually wondering if I should actually evolve my Pokemon right here. Maybe I'll do that after this battle. Either way, I'll be able to take it down in a couple of turns. The reason why I didn't go for a second Hydro Pump is that it has the easy chance of missing. I definitely did not want to be in a longer battle with this Persian right here, so I did actually skip it. Either way, we are able to defeat her. Right. I guess it is the power of common folk. At least that's what she says. Now that we have defeated her, she does give us a huge amount of Pokemoney. But the main thing is the last dialogue that she has said right here. I don't think it's this one. This is where she's just telling us what we have to do with the Pokemoney. But she does mention that waterfalls in Paldia. So I do wonder if we will actually find her if we go back to Paldia. We have a couple of waterfalls, but I'm thinking it might be the waterfalls that leads to Kotondo City. We can definitely go ahead and check that one later. But for now, we are gonna continue this adventure right here. Right there, I actually missed one of the newer Pokemons, but I'll actually go back and catch it. We also have a couple of trainers on this path as well. Unfortunately, most of the Pokemons here are pretty high level, so I have to constantly just heal myself. Maybe next episode I will have Pokemons that I can actually use without healing 25 times after the battle. As I mentioned in the last episode, I will be speeding up all of these battles just because I feel that these are all super slow. But I'll also be speeding up any Pokemons that I am catching, like the Sentret right here. Thankfully, most of these Pokemons I'm able to kind of catch them directly with the Ultra Ball. And really, I had to actually battle them, so that is pretty helpful. But let me look around, see if there are any more items, pick them up before moving forward. Now the pathway to the first signboard is pretty small. We just have to go up this hill and we'll be able to see it on, I believe, the right side. But we do have this apple orchard in between, which usually tends to hide a lot of Pokemon, so I'm just gonna look around a bit and take it slow. I might be able to find some newer Pokemons here. This actually reminds me, maybe I'll be able to find Applin here. After all, it is an apple orchard, so I do have to look around. We have a couple of hidden items in between as well, which is pretty nice. I am able to find a lot of Applin juice, so I might be able to find that Pokemon, but it's so much difficult identifying it in between these fallen apples. Hopefully I'll be able to see one. At this point though, I didn't really realize that there was a terrestrialized Pokemon just walking around. If you don't find an Applin, don't worry. The terrestrialized Pokemon you are seeing in the background is actually an Applin, and you can actually catch it. Anyway, I was able to find a Ekans, which is a newer Pokemon. Here we go. Dynamo is slowly leveling up. Hopefully it will actually evolve pretty soon. I do have an extra Thunderstone for it, so I'll be able to fully evolve it as soon as it gets its first evolution. Anyway, let me slowly explore this area. I'm pretty sure this is small, but it is easier to kind of miss all of these items in between the trees. We do have around 4 layers of smaller orchards and a couple different Pokemons just running around. Anyway, let me go ahead and see if I can find a Pokemon. Lucky for me, I was able to find Applin right here. It was just hanging around the tree. It is a bit difficult to identify it, but it is a bit lighter in color. So if you're able to play the game in evening settings, I think you'll be easily able to find the Applin. Either way, there we go. I actually have an Applin in my box, but the reason I caught this is because I want to evolve it into a Duplin, which is a newer evolution in this DLC. I think you do need a specific item to evolve it, and I'm not really sure where we can actually find that. For now, I will just have this one in my box, and when we do find that item, I'll go ahead, evolve it and use it in my team. Let me know in the comment section if you do have a DLC team or if you have a couple of Pokemons in mind that you would like to actually use. Personally, I think I'm just going to see if there are any newer evolutions for certain Pokemons and just try to use them. If not, I will try to use the newer Pokemons that are available in this DLC. Either way, I am trying to use Koraidon around here. But it is a bit difficult, especially because of how small the area is, and the spawning just makes it so much difficult to run with Koraidon. Now here is the crystallized Applin that I did mention before. It actually has a Bug-Terra type. Currently I don't think I need a Bug-Terra type Applin, so I'm just gonna go ahead and run away from this one. I don't think my Poliwag is the right Pokemon to kind of take it down though. Either way, you do have one here in case if you miss it on a tree. I think we are almost there, but I am looking around a lot to make sure that I don't miss any trainers or any items. I think missing trainers is a bit difficult. If you are going through the path, you will actually find them. But since I am exploring around this area, I think I do kind of miss half of them. Now this trainer right here actually had 2 Applins, which is pretty nice. I mean, she is an apple orchard, so it is expected that she would have this Pokemon. I did have to switch into Ariados, which is one of the Pokemons I really appreciate having on my team. Definitely, there are more grass type Pokemons in the beginning here. In case if you don't have a poison Pokemon in your team, I would definitely recommend catching a Spinarak and just evolving it. It does get a really good moveset and is a solid Pokemon for at least the beginning of the storyline. In my team, I think this is definitely the strongest Pokemon I have right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to add more team members and have a better team. Either way, there we go. We have defeated this trainer as well. I'll look around this orchard a bit more just to make sure that I don't miss any TM. I'm not too worried about the other items. I just want to make sure I have all the TMs before I move on. There we go, here's another item. As far as the design of this game goes, I think this one is so much better than the original game itself. I feel like the graphics look so better and everything kind of looks way clearer. The only thing that I would have complained about this is a bit of lagging that I'm feeling when I'm playing this game. Especially when I am going against a Pokemon or a trainer, it does actually lag a bit. I'm not really sure if this is just in my game or if you all are facing it as well. So let me know in the comment section if you are facing a lag. Either way, I was able to find the Bellsprout, which I did miss initially. I actually didn't see it when I was playing the game, but when I was recording, I did see that I kind of missed a Bellsprout. But now we do have it added to our team. I'm also going to go ahead and evolve it at the end of this episode. Not only Bellsprout, but also the other Pokemons that I have caught in this episode. Oops, did not see this one either. It is actually very difficult to actually see the Pokemons without rotating your camera when you're in Koraidon. And it actually sometimes gets you into a battle even though the Pokemon is pretty far. So unless you are on a wider area with no obstacles, I would recommend just running around on foot. Especially if you are going around those apple trees in the orchard. Anyway, here we have our third trainer for this route. Let's quickly go ahead and defeat her as well. Each of these trainers does have a new trainer class, which is really nice to see, and most of them are having a newer clothing, which is only kind of available in this DLC. Most of these I'm hoping are available for our character as well. but I think we have to go forward in the storyline to kind of unlock it. Anyway, most of them do have Poochyena, so it's pretty easy to defeat them. I don't think you have to have Pokemon around level 50 or 60 to defeat them. You can definitely go around with Pokemons around level 30 or 40. I think that will still work. Anyway, in my case, I do not have any Pokemon, so I'm just catching and just reshuffling my team constantly. That way, I don't really have to have a set of 6 Pokemons that I'm depending on. I can just randomly add a Pokemon to my team and just try to use it. I don't think I would have ever used Gyarados before, but this is definitely the first time I'm using it, and it has been so helpful till now. I am considering adding it to my team, but I'm not really sure how well it is gonna work out in the further the game goes. But for now, we are gonna go ahead and go into Loyalty Plaza. There we go. I really thought this was gonna be a bit of a populated area, but it seems more like a park. I guess that is what it is. Right here, we do get a upgrade for our Rotom phone. Just like the upper frame and lower frame in our bag, which keeps changing on the different areas that we are in, we are getting a upgrade on our Rotom phone where the upper and lower stripes of the map will actually change according to the design you have on your Rotom phone case. In my case, this is the Arceus phone case, so I do get the white and the blue design. I think it is super cool. I'll definitely try this one with the other phone cases as well. But I think I really like this one right here. Anyway, here we are on the plaza. Now, before I interact with the signboard that is right there, I'm just gonna go forward and see what else we have here. Just in case I do trigger a cutscene and then I do not get to come back here. It's always better to explore first before you go into the storyline. Alright, we just have a shrine here. I think this is the shrine that they were showing in the trailer of the 3 legendary Pokemons that did save Muzui Town. Long ago, these 3 courageous Pokemon protected Muzui Town from destruction. They defeated the oak that had come to attack the village at the cost of their own lives. Their remains were laid to rest with the people's respect below these very statues. There are the statues, and that is the storyline for it. I wonder if I can actually take a photo of them. Let me actually try that. Alright, here we go. We have the Roto stick, and I'm just trying to get used to it. Let me have a pose and then take a photo. There we go. Definitely Roto stick is super cool, and I'm so happy that we have this feature. You can also kind of switch it around in different angles, change the music filter as well as the camera lens filter. Although I didn't really go to make any changes on it, I think this Roto stick is definitely very helpful. Anyway, now that we have checked it out, and since we don't really have any items around here, I think I'll go ahead and go back to the signboard. We do have a cutscene and a photo. So let me go back. Alright, here we are. There is literally no indication other than the map saying that this is the signpost. So it's a bit difficult to actually identify if it's the first time you're actually playing it. But here we are. Let's see what happens. Of course, we did have Kiran who was following us. I totally forgot about him just because he was not really literally following us in the game. Anyway, we are here at the same time. So let's quickly go ahead and read the story and then take a photo. Long ago, there was a fearsome orc in the land of Kitakami. The oak made its home in the mountain behind the village, frightening all who ventured there. One day, the oak came down from the mountain in a terrible rage, causing great fear in the village. By some stroke of luck, Okidogi, Monikidori and Pheasantipiti all happened to be there as well. I'm really not sure who came up with those names, but that is very difficult to pronounce. The 3 Pokemon laid down their lives to fend off the orc and send it back to the mountain. It is depicted right there. In admiration, the people of the village bestowed upon the brave trio the title the Loyal Three. Their remains were given a proper burial and the statues of the three were erected about the site. I feel like I'm missing a lot of the storyline. Maybe we'll get to know more after we go to the next two signboards. In this case, Kiran is asking us if the og is cool. Although I'm not really sure why the og was angry in the first place. I don't think it was pretty cool attacking the people of the village. Either way, I guess he does have a different opinion than us on this one. It's also pretty nice that they are giving us a backstory on these two characters. I think they are pretty important for the storyline. Anyway, let's quickly go ahead and take a photo. I don't really think we have to adjust the camera ourselves, but let's see. Alright, we didn't really have to do anything. This is the same as all the photos we got after each of the gem leaders, or each time we did fight a Titan Pokemon. Anyway, as usual, I think Kiran is gonna go ahead, tell us where we have to go next, and then just run away. I really wouldn't be surprised if he did that right here. Ooh, alright, he did say sandwich, and Koraidon is out. I'm really not sure if we are gonna do a sandwich, but either way, it definitely did shock him. Sadly for this episode, I kind of forgot that I was doing all the dialogues, so I did actually click on B button for each of them and skipped most of these dialogues. So I'll try to kind of keep it going for the next episode, where I'll make sure that I do say the dialogues for each of these characters. But of course, our next destination is Kitakami Hall, which is across the bridge which we did avoid before, and we have to go up the mountain. I think we'll be able to see it more in the map, but there we go, he has once again run away. Before I go back, I definitely want to go ahead and explore all of these smaller areas around here to make sure that I do not miss anything. We do have another Terra battle right here. I'm not really sure if I want to go through with this one. It is a 5-star one. Anyway, I'm going to skip it for now. I will come back for it on a later stage when there are more people playing this DLC. Either way, for now I'll look around and see if there are any new Pokemons around here. Surprised to see a trainer here. I thought we had actually defeated all of them, but we did actually miss one right here on top of the hill. Or maybe we were meant to see him when we were coming down from that area. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly defeat him. He does have a Kricketot, which is a newer Pokemon for this location. I don't think I'll be able to find it here, but after this battle, I will actually look around to see if I do. Now, I do find it a bit difficult to defeat every single Pokemon with my Poliwhirl here. Even though it does have a pretty diverse moveset, it doesn't really do too much damage on a couple different Pokemons, especially the bug and grass type, which I think you'll actually see a lot around this newer area. In any case, I do have my new favorite Pokemon, Ariados, so it will definitely save the day. I do really like using Cross Poison on this one. I just think it's a really good move and can take down most of the Pokemon in one hit. There is another Kricketot, but I'll still keep Ariados on. Definitely have to go ahead and evolve Poliwhirl at least by the end of this episode to make sure that I don't really lag in battles. Either way, that is, I think, the last trainer for the second area. There is a bit of more exploration to do. We have this whole huge mountain behind the Mazui town, which I think still belongs to the Apple Orchard area. So I'm just gonna look around and see until the newer name pops up. There are only a couple of items, but as far as the Pokemons go, I think we have already got all the Pokemons for this area. So if you are only focusing on Pokemons, I would definitely say you'll find all of them when you are initially going to the Loyalty Plaza. There we go. Just a couple more left. Now right here at the edge, I actually found another cave, which is pretty surprising. There are literally so many caves on this mountain. But I'm glad that I'm exploring all of these. Let me look inside. We do have another trainer. Ooh, this one is the stronger trainer for this route. I'm not really sure if I am ready, but let's try defeating this trainer once. I'm Raikiri of the Kitakami Orc clan. The lightning I wield will shake you to your core. Okay, definitely does seem pretty scary with that mask. Alright, if I do find that mask in the future, I'll go ahead and buy it. It is definitely terrifying. Of course, this trainer has a level 75 Raichu. I don't think I'll be able to defeat this trainer right here. Not with the Pokemons I have, so I had to kind of run away. Let me actually change my team members and I will challenge her back. Alright, we are back and I do have a couple of new Pokemons in my team who are around level 100. I did actually bring out my Crocodile, who I in the first place shouldn't have placed back in the box. Definitely if you have a Crocodile, I think you'll be able to defeat this whole DLC just with it. I kind of have that feeling. Anyway, there goes down the Raichu. The next Pokemon is actually a Vikavolt. I had to switch into a fire type Pokemon as it does resist the ground type moves. In this case, I did have a Taurus and I'm just gonna try and use Flame Charge. It does have Flare Blitz. I think that is a powerful move, but I wasn't really sure if it would take it down in one hit, so I did go with this one. There we go, that is the second Pokemon down. Let's see which Pokemon is next. And it is Probopass. Okay, I'll be able to switch back into, once again, Crocodile. It does have Earthquake as well as Close Combat. In this case, I think I'll go with the Close Combat as it is a powerful move. Although Probopass does have Sturdy and can actually tank it. Either way, we can actually take one move. In this case, we didn't really get hit. It was just gravity, so I was easily able to take it down. The last team member, let's see which Pokemon it is, and it's a Luxray. So I can still be in with Crocodile and go for a Earthquake. In this case, I just decided to go ahead and terrestrialize my Pokemon, because why not? Unfortunately, my Crocodile has a Dark type instead of a ground. So it's not completely powerful, but it still is enough to take down the Luxray. Anyway, there we go. We were finally able to defeat this tough trainer. I'm glad that they actually kept this one, this feature of having different trainers and a difficult trainer at the end of each route. But of course, for this one, we had to actually go explore and find this trainer. It's not something you would find if you're just going for the storyline. But I think it was definitely a really good reward. I was also finally able to evolve my Tynamo right here, which is really good. All I have to do is level it up a bit more and then evolve it. Anyway, before that, I definitely have to get out of this cave. There is a bunch of Geodudes and I'm totally afraid of them. I don't think it's very helpful if you do run with Koraidon, just because of situations like these. You'll just be going against different Pokemons. So I would recommend just not using Koraidon much. Either way, that is all on the first signboard. The next thing for us to do is heal our team members and cross the bridge. As far as I've seen in the map, that is a pretty huge area. And I think it will take me way more time than I can actually give in this episode. So I'm probably gonna have that done in the next one. But of course, before I end out this episode, I definitely want to level up and evolve more Pokemons. So let me quickly do that. The first Pokemon is my Poliwhirl. I did decide to go ahead and evolve it into Poliwrath, which actually gets a fighting type, and I think that is very helpful. The next Pokemon that I do want to evolve is actually my Electric. I do have a Thunderstone and I think this is the best time to evolve it since we have a lot of higher level Pokemon coming up soon. Other than this, we do have around 4 Pokemons that I did catch in the second area. I think I'll be still able to fully evolve them, so let me quickly try that out. In this case, the first 2 are Sentret and Ekans. Both of them will evolve in 1 level, so I'm quickly gonna go ahead and use my rare candy. I feel like I've never used rare candy in this game, especially since we do have the experience candies that do give out different levels or different points. Anyway, let me quickly go ahead and evolve Sentret as well. There we go. I definitely have to level up my Pokemons a bit more. Considering that I did see a Pokemon at level 68 in the 3rd location, so probably I have to level it up a bit more than this. Alright, there we go. We have 2 more Pokemons left, Bellsprout and Ducklet. I think this is the first time I'm actually having or owning a Ducklet. I have never caught it in Pokemon Go, and I never played the 5th generation game. So I never have caught a Ducklet before. Pretty happy to have this new Pokemon. Alright. Initially I thought it will actually evolve using a Water Stone, but I found out that you can actually evolve it after level 35. But here we have a Victory Bell. There we go. I really like Victory Bell. It was definitely one of those Pokemons I always used for Gen 1 games. But as far as the Ducklet goes, let me go ahead and use a experience candy. And of course, I need another one. There we go. It is evolving. I really like the design for Swanna as well. Here it is. Definitely looks super nice. Anyway, now that I have evolved all of my Pokemons, let's quickly go ahead and check the Pokedex for Kitakami. So here it is, right next to the Paldean Pokedex. We do have a lot of Pokemons, but before that I will check on the rewards. First one is a PP up, second one is a bottle cap, third one is a razor claw, razor fang, sorry. Fourth one is a love ball. The fifth one I think will be a red Stardust or star piece. As for the Pokemons, we have seen or battled 136 Pokemons and caught 128. Most of these are from the Paldean Pokedex. If you have completed it, I think you are good with that right here. But we do have more Pokemons to find. Right now it is 139, but I think there are more than that. Anyway, that's all I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't, please do consider subscribing to my channel, as it does help me a lot. If you are playing this game yourself, let me know till where you have gone to in the storyline and what kind of Pokemons you're using. I'm super interested in that. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode.